G'day all. Welcome back again to Dad versus Son and our playthrough of Panzer Grenadier from Avalanche Press. We're playing Desert Rats. The first scenario, Conquista del Somaliland, where the Italian troops are starting to head up through Somaliland and our Punjabis are trying to stop them. Now, last time we did the 7:30 turn, the first turn, and we're about to go on with the 7:45 turn. But quick things to start with. First off, over here, I forgot to actually mark this artillery piece as limbered under the truck. I did the same here, but he ended up disrupted, so he's not limbered anymore. But thank you to Camp Sawyer for his comments. He pointed out to me that I'd moved the machine guns too far. They've only got a movement of 2. So they would have moved into here. And that was it. So when this mortar here fired the first time, it fired into here for its first opportunity fire against this first machine gun, which it passed, and then it moved up again for some stupid reason. I got all excited. So realistically, these two are back in here along with the colonel, which means when the opportunity fire dropped in here then for the sorry, we dropped one on the mortar to start with. That's right. And then the machine guns moved forward. And then this moved forward, and we did a opportunity fire with the British mortar again onto here. So these 3 here should be back here. And realistically, I think that we need to probably do a morale check on the 2 machine gunners and the colonel. I think that's fair, just to be all good about it. So if we look at the morale for the Italians, their morale is a 7. So if we do the colonel first, he's a 9. We roll for him. We get an 8. He passed. First machine gunner for a 7 fails, and this guy is now disrupted as well. And the other machine gunner for a 7. Oh, and he is actually demoralized. So he was a 7, and we rolled a 10, which is 3 or more. So he becomes demoralized. So I believe that's correct. So we're back up to where we were, and now we can go on with the 7:45 turn and roll for initiative. So Italians first. They've got initiative of 3, plus 2 is 5. And the Punjabis have a 2, plus 5 is 7. So we have a 7 to 5, which is a 2 difference. Halved is 1, and we end up with 1 activation for the Brits. So again, we've got these guys up here on the hill as our last line of defence with the Bren, the 2-pounder, and a heavy machine gun. So they can't do anything. You know, they're miles away from anything. The only thing the 2-pounder can shoot at is trucks, because it can. That's about it. Doesn't have a direct fire value. Okay, so again, over here we have infantry, only a range of 3, 1, 2, 3, can't do anything. We have a HMG here, range of 4, so it's one behind, so it can't see any further. And again, we only have the 2 infantry, so these guys can't do anything. Over here, again, 2 infantry, range of 3, can't do anything. Here, 2 infantry, range of 3, again, so they're just coming out to here, can't do anything. Here we have a HMG, so we could put fire down on this guy at a range of 4, but that'd be at a -1 because the range is 3 hexes or greater, so not a great idea. The same up here, we've got the mortar, so we could pop the mortar straight down here again and try and do some nasties to these guys, especially since we've got a couple of disrupted units and a demoralized unit. Because I think if this demoralized guy fails, he has to go back 1. Oh, that's in a recovery, sorry. Forget that. But if he gets demoralized again, then he is born. I'm just trying to have a quick look here. Unit, nationalism, surrender, terrain. There's no surrender in this one, so it doesn't matter. So again, jumping in here, we'd be firing for an 8. We'd get a plus against the artillery, which would be good. But I think if we don't do it now, then the Italians are likely to try a recovery action. So I think we will. We are going to just activate the mortar. It's no good activating the major. He's not going to do anything. There's no additions or anything else. So this is going to be a fire action for the mortar. We'll bring up the game charts for bombardment. So we're at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's well within range. Bring it over here. So we start with an 8 firepower. We're going into here. Oh, I hate it when it does that. There's no town or entrenchments. It's not beach, jungle, mangrove, or anything like that. They're not dug in. Okay, so we've got a +1 if the target is a artillery unit. So the artillery unit will go up to a 12. So we'll be going on the 8 and the 12. Target is a loaded truck. No, the truck's not loaded anymore. Get about night. No logistics. No effectiveness. No. Target is spotted by firing unit. Yes. So we go up to a 12 and a 16. Target contains 3 combat units. And we actually have 4 in there. So that was a screw up anyway. We're overstacked. So I need to do something about that before we actually get into this, don't I? Oh, no. No. Get up here. Stacking. I will pause this and I will work out what the hell I'm supposed to do. Righto. So when I did this, it was a screw up. So as soon as they became overstacked, which would have happened as soon as the truck and the artillery, limbered artillery piece entered here, they were okay because the artillery didn't matter. But as soon as the fire came in and the artillery piece became disrupted, it unlimbers, and then we have 4 units in there, 4 combat units. Now, as soon as you end up with 4 combat units in there, then everybody in there becomes disrupted. So the truck becomes disrupted, the mortar becomes disrupted, and I don't think the colonel does. He's not a combat unit. If at any time stack is seated in the offending stack, all units A lead is not a unit. A truck is a unit. It's a transport unit, and these are combat units, but he is not a unit, so no. Okay, so realistically, this is what happened in the last turn. And now we're firing into here with all these one demoralized unit and 4 disrupted units. So there is a good chance somebody has to move out of here because we're overstacked anyway. So I'm going to move the demoralized. I'm cheating a little bit here probably. We have to move one out of the stack. So we put him over here. Righto. So this is where the artillery is coming in. I know it's messy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to relearn this game that I never really did really well with anyway. Okay, so we're in range. We're firing for 8 firepower. One of the targets is an artillery unit. So we've got 8 and 12. There's no loaded truck. Target hex is spotted by firing unit. Yes. So we now go to 12 and 16. Target hex contains 3 combat units. Yes, it does. So we go to 16 and 21. 16 for everybody and 21 for the artillery piece. And that's what we're doing. And here we go. 16 and 21. We get a 5. So if we'll do the artillery first for a 5 is a morale check. And on the 16, it's a morale check as well. So the colonel, let's make this a bit bigger. There we go. So the colonel is a 9. He passes with a 3. The machine gunner is a 7, but he's disrupted, so he has to get 6 or under. And passes, so he's good. The artillery piece is a 7, disrupted, so again a 6 or under. Gets a 7 and fails its morale check. It's already disrupted. It's not going to become demoralized. The truck is a 7, minus 1 is a 6, so under 6. It's a 5. And the mortar, again, a 7, disrupted. Sorry, so I don't know why I said a minus 1. There's no minus 1. That's only for demoralized. But you've got to get under. So he's a 7, so he's got to get a 6 or under. And he gets an 8. He's already disrupted. He needed a 6. That's only 2 plus. He's not going to become demoralized from being disrupted. So that's fine, I believe. And that is that. Righto. So we're back over to the Italians. And I think what we're going to do is activate the colonel. And they're going to try a recover action for all of these people. So that becomes a move. So we'll do demoralized man first. So demoralized man starts as a 7, but his demoralised goes down to a 6, so he has to get under 6, so 5 or less for him. 10. Oh! 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 I think he is eliminated or loses a step. Oh, no! 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 Let me look up recovery. I can never remember this one. Recovery. No. Party discipline. No, this is all. That's all to do with commissars. Mandatory re-education. I like that. The tank leaders we don't care about. No, no, no. If a demoralized weapon unit with a movement allowance of 0, no, fails to cover. No, that's not what I want. Only a successful recovery can repair the degraded status. Where are we? Where are we? I'm sorry about this. Okay. A demoralized unit that becomes disrupted, a demoralized unit recovers, becomes disrupted, blah, blah, blah. That's still not telling me anything, is it? I'll pause this. I'm screwing. Righto. So I've had a look. So realistically, what this guy has to do is flee, and he cannot flee because he's on the edge of the map. So he's just going to stay there. He can't do anything else. Like I said, units can't exit the map unless otherwise stated. Units may. Oh, okay, sorry. Unless otherwise stated, units may exit the map during play. Any unit that exits. So he's going to exit the map. If he exits the map, as far as I'm concerned, that means that they have lost 2 steps. So I am going to put this guy in the graveyard. Oop, he's gone. So bringing this back over here, he loses 2 steps. Step losses. 1, 2. And they'll lose an initiative for every 6. So that's 2 step losses they've lost. Okay, done. I'm sorry about this. Okie dokie, going on to the next one then. Starting from the machine gunner beside the colonel there, and then we'll work right to left because this is a recovery action. The colonel doesn't have to do anything. So the machine gunner again is a 7, but he's disrupted, doing recovery, so he's got to get under 7. Gets it and recovers. Next up is the artillery, again, under 7 and recovers. The truck, under 7. Oh, 12. No, he just fails. It's only on a morale check that he would become demoralized, so he just fails. And the mortar, again, under 7. 6, he recovers, so it's just the truck that is still there. Righto. That's the Italian action over. That's all he could do. So we're back to the Brits. Now, again, all the Brits could do was fire this machine gun against this load of units here. We'll just go out again so you can see what I'm talking about. So we've got this heavy machine gun here, can fire 4 hexes, can fire here, but I really want to get the opportunity fire bonus, which will then outweigh at least the firing at 3 hexes, and if they move up far enough, then maybe I'll just get a +1 for the opportunity fire. So that is that. I suppose the other thing that the colonel could have done is to fire off the artillery, the off-board artillery, which would probably be a good bet, that I forgot about it. So yeah, he should have done that onto here and tried to take out maybe this machine gun, or even up to here and try and take out that mortar, because he gets a +1 for that. Righto. Brits are passing. There is nothing that they want to do, and we're back to the Italians. Righto. What to do with the Italians? Okay, so one thing we could do is unlimber this cannon, and then that's a move action. We could leave the cannon and the artillery. Oh, the cannon and the artillery. The cannon and the mortar and the truck and the lieutenant there. He's got a 1 for morale, which is good. So yeah, we're going to activate these, and they're going to do a move action. And I'm going to move the machine gunner over to here. Here. He moves to here for 1. And then he's going to move to there for 2. And he's going to stop there. Tennille is not going anywhere. The mortar is actually going to fire. It's going to fire, and this guy is going to unlimber. Like that. So the truck and the artillery are finished. The mortar is going to fire. It has a range of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. And it's going to put fire up here on the major into the entrenched area. Okay, so game charts, bombardment. So we start on the 8. It contains an entrenchment. We go down to the 3. Not real great, I know. Target is a mortar. Yes. So we're on the 3 and the 5 now. Target is in spotting. Yep, target is spotted by firing unit. So we go up to 5 and 8. So it'll be 5 for the major and the infantry, and an 8 for the mortar. We shoot off a 2. And a 2 is a morale for the major and the infantry, and a morale 1 for the mortar. So we're going to do, from the top down, the major morale check. He is a 7. He passes. The infantry is a 7. The Punjabi infantry passes. And the mortar is a 7, but we got a +1 as an 8, and it becomes demoralized. Sorry, disrupted. Well done, that man. Yay! And they are done. And we're back over to the Brits. Okay. Now, it means that the Major can't try this guy for a recovery action because he's already fired, I believe. So again, the only thing the Brits could do was fire the machine gun down here. They pass. And we're back to the Italians. So I think we need to move these guys up. I'm going to leave this captain here to drag this machine gunner along. So we're going to move the Tennille over here. We'll mark all these guys as move. And we move them up. We'll take the first guy and go 1. And they can't do anything. We go 2, still out of range of everything. 3, still out of range of these guys. Then they've got a range of 3. He's got a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing happening. And next guy comes up. Next guy comes up with the Tennille. Done. We go back to the Brits. Can't do anything here unless they want to move. Can't do anything here other than fire the machine gun. Don't want to do that. We're going to move this captain here. Activate these guys. Now, these guys are tribesmen. Light infantry sort of tribesmen. So they've got 3 firepower, but only at 1. So realistically, what these guys have got is old style jazales and things like that, and swords and spears and heaven knows what else. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to, because these move the fastest, we're just going to try and get them up and around behind. So again, we're going to mark these as move. The first guy is going to go up the road. Now it's 2/3, so he goes 2/3, and nobody can reach him because maximum of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes up the road a bit further. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't see. Can't do anything. He's moved 1 1/3. He moves up 1 more. And this guy's here can opportunity fire, and they are going to. So we're going to activate the Subadar and his people, and we are going to activate them to op fire. And this is their first op fire. They're going to combine fire because they can. And he could combine fire with the HMG as well at 1, 2, 3, 4. Because he's got a 1 in his attack value. So the machine gun here is going to op fire as well. Get rid of these moves. There we go. It's just op fire. So we're going to op fire for 4, 8, 9, 17. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? We are into direct fire. 17 gives us a 16 straight up. Let's bring that over here. So we're in the 16 column. I like that. Okay, targets entrenchments, town woods, heavy woods, occupies 88, anti-tank ditches and so forth. No. No light woods or jungles, no hedgerows, no smoke, not dug in. Target is not a higher elevation. It's not nighttime. Target is 3 or more hexes away, so we've got a -1. It's not an air unit. It's not efficient. We're not logistics. It's not adjacent. It's not artillery. It's not mortars and so forth. +1 for opportunity fire, so that is back to a 0. No, 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 no. Okay, so we're firing straight on the 16 here, and we fire. And we get a 4 on the 16, which is, an M2. Righto. So this guy here is a morale 7, and he goes a 9, 10, 11, and is demoralized because it's more than a 3, and we rejoice. Yay! Now our other people will move up. I'm not going to take the captain with him to start with. He can move by himself. So again, we go 1 out of range, 2 out of range, 3 up to there, and gets fired on. So again, we're on the 16. Still got that up there? No, don't, of course not. So again, we're on the 16, +1, -1, +1 for opportunity fire, -1 for the range, and we roll up, and it's an 8 on the 16, which is a morale check. Okay, so again, he is a 7, so 7 or less, and he passes. And that completes their op fire because they've had 2 shots. And we bring up the El Capitano and sit there pretty, and we're back over to the Brits. And what do they want to do? Again, they can't shoot at anybody now other than down here, and they don't want to do that at the moment, so they pass. So it's back to the Italians, and we've got these guys here. And again, we've got 2 bands, and we've got a in fact, those guys could have kept moving, but I want to stay there. These guys are going to move off. If they all stay together, they can move 3 movement points. So that would be 2/3, 1 1/3, 2, 2 and 2/3. And I think that brings them back up with the captain there. So yes, I know it's supposed to move individually, but I've just gone through and nobody can op fire or do anything. So we go 2/3, 1 and 2, 1 1/3, 2, 2 and 2/3, and that's it because of the fan unit we have. And we go back to the Brits. Can't do anything over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't fire the machine gun over here. Could only fire machine gun down here. Got nothing to do. And we pass, and we will simply move the Capitan here with all of his people. Mark them as moved, and they're just simply going to go there. And then they can toddle up the road together like that. Is that what I wanted? Yes, that is what I want to do. We go back to the Brits. With the Punjabis, can't do anything other than shoot down here. Don't want to. Back to the Italians. And we are going to activate the captain and Tennille here. Sorry, couldn't resist it. So the captain is going to activate his stack and the lieutenant's stack here as well. And they are going to move. So I'm going to move the captain and his people first. And this guy's going to go in first. Mark them all as moves. Then I won't forget. Okay. He moves to there. Put them like that so they haven't. So he's moved to there. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. He's out of range. We move to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Out of range. He moves to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is in range of the machine gun, or he's in range of the infantry here. What do they want to do? And I think these little fellas here are going to op fire. Righto, so again they're firing for a 4 and 8. Bring it back up again. Okay. They're firing for an 8. It's a range of 3, plus it's op fire, so it's +1, -1, nothing else happening. So firing for 8, we get a 3 on the 7 column, which is an M2. Not bad, is it? So this guy is a 7 with a 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. So he becomes disrupted. And they rejoice. Yay! Next guy comes up and goes 1, and nobody can do anything. And goes 2, and nobody can do anything. And comes up here. And they go, yay! Let's do it again. So again, firing on the 7 column because they have 8 firepower. And they fire. 11. Hey, an M1 this time. Okay, so he is a 7 morale. And he rolls an 8 plus 1 is 9. And he becomes disrupted as well. And they are done. Can't do any more. So the next ones move up. 1, 2, 3. The machine gun could fire. And the machine gun will fire. Now, this bloke doesn't have an attack, so we'll just do the machine gun, op fire. Whoop, like that. So it's firing for an 8. +1, -1, again, for the op fire and the range. So on the 7 column, we get a 3, an M2. My God, these guys are shooting well. Okay. So the captain is an 8 and rolls a 6, and 2 is 8. So he's fine. And the little fella beside him there is a 7 and rolls a 4 plus 2 is 6, and he is fine as well, and they are done. The machine gun still has 1 op fire left. It is up to the Brits, and the Brits cannot do anything. Back to the... Oh, sorry, these guys are still... Got to move. So this guy goes 1 to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't do anything. Goes 1 to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and can op fire. Will he op fire? And he goes, no, you can't make me. And he's going to go to there, and he is finished. Will he op fire now? No, he doesn't want to. This guy comes up, goes 1, no op fire, no op fire, no op fire, and then the others come up, da-dun, da-dun, and they decide to op fire against the Tennille and the fan here. So this is their second op fire, again firing at 8, +1, -1, so we are on the 7 column again. Can they do it? A 6, and not this time. They tried hard, but they didn't do it. Okay, so we go back to the Brits, and what can they do? Well, they've got this guy here at a 1, 2, 3, so he could put direct fire on there. It's not very good. It'd be at a -1, or he holds off in case he can get an op fire on these guys. Nobody else can do anything else, so that's it. They pass. So we're up to these guys here. And we are going to move these guys. First guy is going to go up. Now, we might stay away from it and go 1 to there. Nobody can do anything. 2 to there. Nobody can do anything. And go 3 to there. That way we can all come under the Capitano. And we're outside of anybody's, of this bloke's range of 1, 2, 3. So he's not going to get it. Nah. And we move these guys up. And we are done. So what can the Brits do? And they decide, well, we'd better actually work on this disrupted guy. We activate the major, and he's going to order him to do a recovery action. So he is a 7. So he needs under a 7. And he gets it, and we rejoice. Yay! And we're back to the Italians. They've done everything. We go back to the Brits. And other than moving down to try and take these guys out sort of thing, there's really not much to do. So no, we are done. Okay, so we can clear markers. And oh, we forgot our artillery. Duh. Who's an idiot? I'll put my hand up. Okay, so we're done there. We go to the turn track. We can move it up to the next day, 0800. And we will call it there, I suppose. I've gone way long enough, 42 minutes, yes. So, again, thanks for coming along. At the moment, we've got one little Italian unit here who demoralized himself and ran away off the map. So, he's gone. So, he's not really a dead unit, but he ran away, so I'm taking him as a dead unit, and I don't care. So there. Okay, so next turn, all things being equal, the artillery piece here can start lobbing some shells up this way, and this artillery piece can start lobbing some shells up this way as well, while the captain and his Tennilles over here try and get the initiative to probably chuck some firepower on this guy. So if we do that, what we may end up doing is maybe just using this guy to fire. Try and do something with these guys, and then put some artillery up on here on the machine gun or something, and get these guys up into an assault position. That's the cunning plan anyways. Just call me Baldrick. Okay, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.